world must know, terrorists in Nigeria kill more Muslims than Christians. The US officials themselves have said, ISIS was supported by foreign intelligence interests. Boko Haram gets funding from ISIS West Africa province. Some weapons come from foreign black markets. Smuggling routes are protected by international networks. These are not Nigerian Muslims. These are global terror profiteers. So why blame Nigerian Muslims? Because division makes invasion easier. If foreign strike happens, Nigerians will all suffer, because Christians, Muslims are neighbors. When a bomb drops, does it ask if you are Muslim or Christian before exploring? No, a bomb kills everyone around it. Your real brothers and sisters are Nigerians, not foreigners. Don't stay silent, Christians. Don't let lies define you, Muslims. Speak with facts, not anger. We need a peaceful online protest. Say this everywhere. Hashtag stop using religion to invade Nigeria. Hashtag at 8 United Nigeria speaks. Hashtag no bomb can save us. Comment on every platform. Protect Nigeria, don't attack Nigeria. And what we want from China, Russia and the rest of the world. A statement opposing US military threats. Support for Nigeria's sovereignty. Respect for African borders. China and Russia opposed interference before. Now is the time to speak again. Terrorists kill Nigerians. Bombs kill Nigerians. But lies will destroy Nigeria. America is not coming to save us. America is coming to divide us. Because Muslims plus Christians equals Nigerians. United we stand. Divided we lose everything. Speak up now. Let the world hear your voice. Drop your stance in the comments. Like, follow and share for more updates.
A very good morning and welcome to the program The Voices. My name is Medina Azaki. And today we'll be talking about the rising kidnapping of school children and how the northern governors are closing down schools. Is this the best strategy to save students and the future? Or is it, applied to also submit to the kidnappers' threat and the bandit threat? These and more are some of the issues we'll be discussing on our program today, right now, right here. After the break, stay with us.
The world must know, terrorists in Nigeria kill more Muslims than Christians. The US officials themselves have said, ISIS was supported by foreign intelligence interests. Boko Haram gets funding from ISIS West Africa province. Some weapons come from foreign black markets. Smuggling routes are protected by international networks. These are not Nigerian Muslims. These are global terror profiteers. So why blame Nigerian Muslims? Because division makes invasion easier. If foreign strike happens, Nigerians will all suffer. Because Christians, Muslims are neighbors. When a bomb drops, does it ask if you are Muslim or Christian before exploring? No, a bomb kills everyone around it. Your real brothers and sisters are Nigerians, not foreigners. Don't stay silent, Christians. Don't let lies define you, Muslims. Speak with facts, not anger. We need a peaceful online protest. Say this everywhere. Hashtag stop using religion to invade Nigeria. Hashtag at 8 United Nigeria speaks. Hashtag no bomb can save us. Comment on every platform. Protect Nigeria, don't attack Nigeria. And what we want from China, Russia and the rest of the world. A statement opposing US military threats. Support for Nigeria's sovereignty. Respect for African borders. China and Russia opposed interference before. Now is the time to speak again. Terrorists kill Nigerians. Bombs kill Nigerians. But lies will destroy Nigeria. America is not coming to save us. America is coming to divide us. Because Muslims plus Christians equals Nigerians. United we stand. Divided we lose everything. Speak up now. Let the world hear your voice. Drop your stance in the comments. Like, follow and share for more updates.
Welcome back. I'm being joined in the house by a friend of the house and also a security expert. He is Comrade Salihu Dantata Mahmoud. Comrade, a very good morning and welcome to the program.
Very good morning to you.
Okay, so we have seen the drama in the last 1 week, a very embarrassing, trend. First is the kidnapping of worshippers in Kwara. No, sorry, the kidnap of the 25 schoolgirls in Magakebi, and then the worshippers in Kwara. Then on a Friday, we had Catholic, school school somewhere in Niger, about 315, the last count that we had. What do you make of all this, rampant kidnapping? Is it an episode? Is it a drama that we are witnessing, or a ploy to destabilize the country further?
Well, there are two ways to it.
Oh.
One, there could be RNG kidnapped in order to get their budget hikes or for certain instant proceeds. Then the second one is negligence, because we know over time we've been advising after the abduction of Chibok girls in northeastern Nigeria that a lot of schools needed to be fortified in terms of, even if you are not going to make the police guard the schools, let there be civil defense, deployment, those of other periodical check-ins and what have you. And these things were kept unattended to. And that is what is playing out today in Kebbi, Niger, Kwara, and other parts of Nigeria. You see, you cannot rule out conspiracy at the part of some unscrupulous elements of the security agencies, from the army, DSS, police, and host of others, because sometimes once you recruit the bad crop of officers, these things happen because their targets are always, I am in the service to get rich, to build good house. And when non-state actors or kidnappers come wanting to join hands with you in order to wreak havoc, you give in. There were past instances where even some personnel of the army, of the police, and other agencies were caught collaborating and conspiring with the non-state actors and some kidnappers. So the issues are, it is when we take...
Okay, before we come to the solutions, how do we get to this point where we're now gambling with our children's education and their future, especially in northern Nigeria? Kidnapping of schoolgirls is not new, from Chibok, where 272 or 76 girls were kidnapped in 2014, to the Dapchi, schoolgirls, to the Zamfara University student, to the Awuri girls. The number is just on and on. How did we get to that level where our children we're now using our children as a pawn?
You see, there are certain unpatriotic elements, both from political circle, business circle, and other circles, that don't see lives as being important. And don't forget, in some northwestern states, illegal mining is happening there. All this kidnap of school pupils, students, is just like decoy, just to cover up the other tracks. Because if automatically they concentrate on only the illegal gold mining sites, that suspicion will be visible. But if they now divert attentions to others, making it look as if they are not also interested, because sometimes it's like a script, just the way you said. Some of the principal partners in NATE drafts the script where they'll say, okay, let us divert attention with this, let's go to so and so. Because some of these non-state actors you are seeing, like some of the Bello Turji boys, some of the Lakwara, what have you, Mahmouda Terrorism, they are not doing it alone, because the questions you ask, how do they get to know the terrain? Sometimes it's difficult. But some of the unscrupulous elements that are in the political circle, they also want to have their field day, join hands with them, tell them this is where you are supposed to go, this is how it's supposed to happen. I can remember 2 years ago, we raised this issue that some of these bandits, kidnappers from Zamfara, at the end of the day, they might be finding solace in Niger, Kwara, and Kogi. And it's happening today. Of recent, in Babala, wife of the monarch was arrested by Department of State Services for funding some amount of ransom for kidnap-related activities in her account. So,
wife of a monarch.
Of a monarch, Babala, in Kwara State. Then at the time, arrests were made by Army, DSS, and police in Kayama and Baruten for participation in activities in Mahmouda, terrorism, what have you. Some indigenes of Kayama, Baruten were also in it. So these things are...
So it's a business.
It's a business.
Everybody is involved.
Everybody is
involved. From the traditional institutions to the military to the political class.
They are all involved because they feed fat from it.
So does that justify, Trump's threat that we've not been, even though he made it a one-sided thing where he said there's more genocide against Christians. But the truth is this, we've not been able to tackle security and wolves. from Bauchi to Zamfara to Kebbi to many of them saying they are closing down schools for the fear of kidnapping.
You see, in the first place, just like you answered it correctly, Trump got it wrong. If he had not come at the pattern of saying Christian genocide,
Nigerians would have given him 100%
support. He
support.
already aired and derailed. Then coming to the short-sightedness, with due respect to their excellencies of closure of schools, you see, one thing I had expected them to do is by paying visit to either the Inspector General of Police, DG, DSS, or other IHLs of the security to say, okay, what is the way forward? Because it's controlling the security in their state, and also, but you can also come and look for assistance. They will do it for you. You see, we have full-fledged Nigerian security and civil defense with agro rangers, with armed squad, and also others. What are they doing now? Sometimes even we see them without offices and whatever. Such type of officers, give them welfare, give them patrol vehicles. You can position them and post them to guard schools. Instead of saying, okay, since we are withdrawing police officers guarding VIP, civil defense should now take charge. No, it is wrong. Mr. President should take note. Nigerian security and civil defense corps should be posted to nook and crannies of Nigeria. They have armed squad. They can even expand their scope for armed squad, because it's not all of them that bear arms. They can escort, they can do the job. Then what also happened to intelligence apparatus of DSS and all stuff other things? Instead of guarding people that are not constitutionally backed, to have them and all stuff other things. So above all, I see it as misplaced priorities. Most of the governors don't want to spend their security votes. If they want, they are the same people saying state police. Instead of bringing state police, those part of those monies, bring them. Assist Nigerian security.
But they have a lot of money this time around. You hear every month, even the last revenue that is going to be shared to state and federal government is about 2.2 trillion naira. So they have a lot of money. Why would they want to spend their money on security, the money for security vote on security?
They prefer to spend those monies on musicians. For example, if K1, the ultimate that sings for Southwest governors, now wants something, they can give him some billions, because it's the one that they think politically is relevant, can carry out campaign, musical campaign for them. Or Rarara from the north. If today Rarara call one of the government, they can give him 1 billion without any regret. But lives of people that matters, they don't care. And that is why you see every time hypocritically they come and say we have limitations. When himself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was governor of Lagos State, Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief today, he assisted police, Army, Air Force, Navy, DSS, NDLA, all of them. They had rapid response squad. So I think he, as President and Commander-in-Chief, they should visit him, the governors. Mr. Bola, how did you do as governor? Because he assisted all the vehicles he's supposed to give, including weapons, gadgets, and what have you, from Oroshoki to Igado, to Ilukoju, to Ikorodu, to Ibejuleki, to Oshodi, and Mushi, and host of others.
I remember the governor of Zamfara coming up with his own kind of security, is it a year or 2 years ago? And I thought the other governors too will follow, the Southwest governor started with Amotekun, which they've been using, as their own community policing. So what happened to those kind of security that are being set up? You
see, they have limitations. Even Amotekun today, if you bring Amotekun to face Bello Turji, they cannot be able to.
Because of the level of
sophistication, yeah. Because these are non-state actors that are even having drones, anti-aircraft missile, RPG, AK-49, not even 7, and all of other things. So the issues are state security apparatus like that is just for maybe complementary efforts. For example, if you look at now, Vigilante Group of Nigeria, Civilian Joint Task Force, they've assisted in Northeast and they are still assisting in Northwest. So they have limitations. So the best, way of combining it is by adequately
these guys,
the security forces, then providing for their welfare, then above all, establishing permanent security structures. For example, this
realize the kind of shame that all of this is put into their image, especially the military the ECOMOG, who fought Sierra Leone, who fought Liberia, who brought peace back to Liberia. And today, non-state actors are dislodging them. A brigadier general is being killed just last week, executed, openly, and everybody could see. And the whole country is silent, even though people will say he's not the first brigadier general that will be executed by this same terrorist and bandit. Doesn't that like put a stigma to the image of the military as far as Africa is concerned?
You see, with due respect to the military, constitutionally, it is the role of the police to go on with internal security. So these things the Army, Air Force, Navy are doing is just complementing the efforts of the police. So if the blame is to come, the shame is to come, it should be to the police followed by others, because police has the largest specialized squads. One, police mobile force, counter-terrorism unit, special forces, intelligence response team, special tactical squad, special intervention squad, marine police, force, all of others. But what do you, half of them are posted government house, presidential villa, embassies, banks,
VIPs,
MDs, ES, and other obas, VIPs, MDs, ES, and other obas, including traditional chiefs, then including the oil sector players and most of others. There are other people that don't even deserve them. There is a businessman in Abuja here that moved with more than 20 mopol. So if any blame is to come or shame, it should be to Nigeria. And I was glad Mr. President took it upon himself by, ordering for the withdrawal of police sent for VIP protection, as well as.
But this is not the first time we've had such directive.
No,
we don't see any results.
Itato is from the IG, because I know Egbetokun said he was withdrawing some mopo, but this is one of the most important one given by President and Commander-in-Chief after he had meeting with Inspector General of Police, Chief of Army Staff, Defense Intelligence, DSS, DG, and some other higher echelons of the security. So I think this is the first time Mr. President is taking the family as Commander-in-Chief to give that order, and I believe he's going to monitor and supervise that they are withdrawn. Then this is also the time for the Senate committees on police as well as House of Reps to also oversight to see whether the order that Mr. President has given is been implemented. Then the National Security Advisor, who is also a police officer, because all these services, even though they also have for some of the police personnel and officers also prefer to do these services than even the, for example, if you are posting an officer now to my Gatare in Jigawa, Ilo in Kebi, or Kayama in Kwara State, he wouldn't like it. But tell him anti-bunkering in Port Harcourt, or
where we make money.
Where we make money. So because some of their motives of joining the job is not to protect people, but to make money, where you see a police officer driving 50 million vehicle just because he has served in Niger Delta. There are cases like that. There is a CSP I know today. You normally say not even the IG can sanction him because he has made a lot of money in Wari. So there are a lot of them like that. They even pay to get posted. So I think Mr. President must restructure the police architecture to an extension the entire security, because there must be restructures for efficiency where they would.
Okay, the question now will be, how many policemen do we even have? Are they even adequate? That is number one. Number two is talking about the criteria for even employment. You brought up the criteria and you said, what kind of people do we even employ in the force? Are they people who really want the job, or are they people who just want to survive and make money? So and we've been talking about police reform for a very long time, not today, not yesterday. I remember during late Buhari's administration, a lot of police reforms came up. They even employed 10,000 policemen. So what happened to the reforms that have been going on for a very long time?
You see, the issues there are problems. What are they? What was the first question you asked before?
The number of policemen.
The number of policemen.
Do we have up to 1 million police as we speak today?
I doubt. The issues are above even that. What is the number of people one particular police is supposed to protect? Globally, it's supposed to be one police officer to 1,000 civilians. But since we have shortage of policemen and officers in Nigeria, is one police officer to 400, which is not happening. Because I want to tell you, I drove from central area down here, where I could find police in-laws was NNPC headquarters here. What happens to Sheraton Junction? What happens to Pfizer Suits Junction? What happened to Grand Square? That is sensitive, up to First Bank over there. These are the issues. So theoretically, they say it, but it's not. Then as regards the mode of recruitment, today, even for the constable and the police, even though sometimes some people, through sheer providence, they are lucky. If you don't know a big man, whether retired this and that or senator, you won't get recruited. Even for the, talk more of police. Let me even tell you the irony of it. For the police academy, For the cadets that go from first year to 5 years, today they've made it complicated. One, hitherto it was only Police Service Commission that was in charge of police academy recruitment. Today, for your child to get admission into police academy, Ministry of Police Affairs is involved. Force Headquarters is involved. Police Service Commission is involved, which is difficult.
So the bureaucracy is
it's so tough. If you don't know anybody today, I want to tell you your child will not be able to go to police academy. Even for some of the police officers that want their children to go.
But the irony today is people don't even want to be recruited into the Nigerian army. They are begging people, literally begging people.
No, not the NDA. You know, Nigerian army.
Yes,
we have
not NDA, the other, yes. The normal recruitment.
If it's the officer, even as they are killing them, they still go. Because I know people that even want to spend money to get their children into Nigerian Defense as regular competent officer. But for the depots area where they know if you are not placed with one Oga at the time you join, your 35 years will just be penury or something. So a lot of them knows that the other ranks are the ones that bear the what have you in most cases. So they are no longer wanting their children to be regular recruits. But if it is the other higher one, commissioned officer, maybe regular combatant officer, you even see them, even when they go to selection board and they are made on reserve, they start looking for who knows Minister of Defense, who knows a general and what have you. So for the recruit, they don't want it, but for the commission cadre, they want it. And that extends to all.
So why will people not want to go into recruit? Is it not service to their country?
Welfare is so poor. The salary of recruit in that is private in Nigeria is nothing to run about. Even the environment they live is nothing to run. Then the future is not there, because if you don't, maybe within the service, you don't go to university and get your degree. Even when you get, for you to get converted and made to go through directional service is when you know somebody. But highest rank, maybe you finish, you are lucky, staff sergeant, warrant officer 2, warrant officer 1, and also others. So if not general higher, that was chief of army staff that even made the RSMs to be having official cars, and their edifice is different from one. Nothing was there for them for the.
So what happened to the ₦1 trillion budget that we give year in, year out, as far as security is concerned?
Some pythons swallow it. Some pythons.
Pythons in the military again.
Pythons. Corruption is also there. You know, just like Mr. President Tinubu said, they don't account for what they are given. And there are reasons for that, because they don't want the military to think about coup. So you must make them to do what they want, which you understand. But
it's also counterproductive.
Well, I can say
if you tell people, if you don't hold people accountable.
You see, it is also a good strategy, with due respect. Let me tell you, you can't sometimes trust. You see what nearly happened, attempted coup. The military is something that even the GOC is not trusting brigade commander. In the Air Force too, the Air Force, because
there's all a mistrust in that institution.
So just that way, let whatever you give to them, let it be, is for security.
So how do we sanitize our military?
How we can sanitize our military is also bringing some attractive packages. For example, from private up to major general, that before you retire, maybe your children can have free education, free health care. Then you have.
Don't you have that now?
Well, it is not in totality.
Okay.
Then there are certain incentives you can be given. Maybe having houses here and there, because most of these monies they also pilfer with. They buy houses in Guzape, Ikoyi, Victoria, and whatever. But if those arrangements are there, you see,
how many houses should we buy for a military officer?
For a major general, you can buy 2.
Why should we buy 2?
Because they are also defending the countries. Somebody that is in NNPC. Let me give you an example. A police officer that converted become EFCC cadet, 1 star, when he died, the first thing EFCC gave to the family 25 million. With other little thing, they will still pay another 25 million. That cannot be found in the Army, Navy, Air Force, or police. So people that go and give their life for the defense of the territorial integrity of the country deserve more than enough. How much are they getting from CBN? 300 that were laid off in CBN. The list got 300 million.
300 million.
300 million.
Not 50 million as speculated.
50, not 50. In NNPC, if they are to let you go. So most of these grade A parastatals, how much do they get? And armed forces, police, security, what they are giving is more than all these people.
But if we say we're going to give officers, this kind of package that you are just emphasizing, shouldn't we also double that of the recruits who are on the field? No. Shouldn't we say a recruit military fighting on the battle, front should all get like a 500,000 monthly?
If there is any proposal to that effect, I will support it. Because if the private or equivalent in Navy, Air Force, and the police and other things are doing that, is 500,000 in today's market is nothing.
But that's a starting point.
If the Senate committees can do that, it will go a long way. In fact, all this conspiracy where sometimes they give information to non-state actors to ambush their colleagues will not happen.
No, we can't wait for the Senate because that's another big.
No, every appropriation has to go through there.
I know, but shouldn't it be a bill that will be an executive bill from the president to the National Assembly so that it can go with the speed that it deserves?
If the president can do that, I think it will go a long way. But no matter what, we also need the lobbying of the 109 senators, 360. Sorry, if not, they can nail it, even though they are called rubber stamp, some are still very good. So it is better, our appeal should be to our senators, because those military officers, some of the senators are also representing their senatorial districts. Some of the others are also representing their constituencies. So that is why the bulk of it lies on our legislatures, both at the upper and lower chambers.
Okay, we will take a short break, and when we return, we will come back to the issue of conspiracy. Who is conspiring against us, and who wants this nation to go down? This and more after the break. Stay with us.
The world must know, terrorists in Nigeria kill more Muslims than Christians. The US officials themselves have said, ISIS was supported by foreign intelligence interests. Boko Haram gets funding from ISIS West Africa province. Some weapons come from foreign black markets. Smuggling routes are protected by international networks. These are not Nigerian Muslims. These are global terror profiteers. So why blame Nigerian Muslims? Because division makes invasion easier. If foreign strike happens, Nigerians will all suffer. Because Christians, Muslims are neighbors. When a bomb drops, does it ask if you are Muslim or Christian before exploring? No, a bomb kills everyone around it. Your real brothers and sisters are Nigerians, not foreigners. Don't stay silent, Christians. Don't let lies define you, Muslims. Speak with facts, not anger. We need a peaceful online protest. Say this everywhere. Hashtag stop using religion to invade Nigeria. Hashtag #8 United Nigeria speaks. Hashtag no bomb can save us. Comment on every platform. Protect Nigeria, don't attack Nigeria. And what we want from China, Russia and the rest of the world. A statement opposing US military threats. Support for Nigeria's sovereignty. Respect for African borders. China and Russia opposed interference before. Now is the time to speak again. Terrorists kill Nigerians. Bombs kill Nigerians. But lies will destroy Nigeria. America is not coming to save us. America is coming to divide us. Because Muslims plus Christians equals Nigerians. United we stand. Divided we lose everything. Speak up now. Let the world hear your voice. Drop your stance in the comments. Like, follow and share for more updates.
Welcome back. The program is still The Voices, and Comrade Salihu Dantata Mahmoud is still in the house. Now, Comrade, you talked about RNG, kidnapping, you talked about conspiracy, but let's even start from the RNG kidnapping. We don't want to believe that it is true, but when you hear 51 out of the 315 Catholic school students escaping, the kidnappers, then doesn't that raise the issue? The question is, who is it? An RNG kidnapping? Is it true that it is? Is that not playing into the agenda of Trump?
That type of thing happened in Kaduna, when in one school, primary school, you remember?
Yes.
The governor said they didn't pay anything. Sometimes we don't believe them. Nobody can rule out RNG, what have you, because sometimes some of the public office holders also want to have relevance. It might not be the governor, it might not be the what have you, it might be the middlemen, because there are some of them that also have lust for wealth and to make certain people popular.
Yes.
So that is why the DSS and other intelligence agencies must start checking some of their colleagues. This is the build, the cars they drive, you wonder where they get it from. It's from this kind of RNG where they will say, okay, I'm in charge here, let's do this so that we can get this. Maybe the governor is not ready to bring out some money. At the time that one is done, there is insecurity here. He will now bring maybe like 150 million, 200 million. The people that spearheaded this will now take part of it, and that is the RNG. So I think periodically they need to beam their searchlight on some of the operatives in these places of battle. Because we cannot allow just like that. What route did these pupils pass? Not allow just like that. What route did these pupils pass?
315.
That is it.
How did they even carry them? Is it on bike? Or somebody was saying that a plane. I said plane. Where did the plane land?
You see, in the system, that's why General Sani Abacha said, even security, may so rest in peace, exceeds 48 hours. There is government hands in it. When they say government hands in it, it could be anybody, it could be the list. We've seen scenarios where military convoy is moving. Part of them will phone the bandits and they will ambush. Most ambushes you are seeing is RNG, what have you. Somebody from within.
From the military.
Military, police and others will just inform and they will waste such people. So I think the intelligence network must also extend to some of the operative periodically.
Do we have any intelligence in this?
No. With due respect to DSS, DMI, DIA.
But it's not working.
No, it is. The arrested Mahmuda terrorist leader in Wawa was done by DSS.
If we have intelligence working, according to Dr. Yahuza Gesu, he told the authority concerned that these guys are moving to the school. He called them, nobody picked. He told them before then that there was going to be an attack on the school. Immediately, they withdrew the army officers. Not up to an hour or two, these girls were taken.
You see,
So what happened to the DSS?
No, sometimes I don't like to go into indictments because you see, we need to also salute the gallantry of the security agents. Like we are saying, they have shortage of manpower sometimes, and sometimes bureaucracy and command is off. What did General C.G. Musa say as Chief of Defense Staff? He said you don't need to wait for commanders order. Once they are approaching, carry out the onslaught, waste them and whatever. Did he last? There is also conspiracy in the political circle. The political will is lacking. The command is lacking. So, for example, if I'm a major or a lieutenant colonel, maybe I'm under.
But let me ask you, why is it that the political class want to destroy the country? For
self-centered interests. Because if, for example, all is well, they will not also feed fat, then they will not also have opportunities. Like most of these things happening to some of them that are undesirable is like opportunity to destabilize. Sometimes it's a script when they destabilize. So like I was saying, when a lieutenant colonel is under Fasanyama, you are posted to Yauri area or Wasagu or maybe Maru, and the GOC 8th division or maybe the head of the operation Fasanyama did not give you that. Whatever happens, sometimes they will say you committed extrajudicial killing. Who now supports you? We've seen in Maiduguri, you remember General Adeni?
Yes.
It was just statement. He was retired. So a lot of the commission officers particularly, who are the lead, they are afraid because if you now go and do certain things, sometimes when the court martial come, you are on your own. A lot of them in Air Force, Navy, Army, they've lost their opportunities like that. What happened in Borno at the onset of Boko Haram? CSP Fika of Mobile Police Force. Military men came to his house that they had meeting. They went and attacked him. He became blind. I think he's now late. CSP Fika. Okay. Did anybody investigate that?
No.
So today, if you don't wait for the command that is supposed to come, when you go and do certain things, when things happen like that of Tudumbiri now, where it to be illegal command, that those officers will have gone. So they themselves too are going by rules of engagement. So if Dr. Geso as a security expert gives, it depends on who he communicated with. Was it the GOC? Was it the in charge of Operation Fasanyama? Was it the chief of army staff or whatever? If it's one small captain, major, lieutenant colonel, he has limitation. That's part of the hindrance, and that was what General C.J. Musa wanted to do that, you mustn't wait for commander's order. Once there's danger, do. So I think President Bola Tinubu as the commander.
Why wouldn't the president give that order?
That's why we are appealing to him. You know, he's a civilian and commander-in-chief. So it is when, for example, now when we made appeals for him to withdraw that a lot of police are guarding what have you, he did it. That is bravo and kudo to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Jagaban. So he should also do that now by going by that General C.J. Musa suggestion that you don't need to wait for commander's order before you give order for firing of the non-state actors.
Okay, so now let's come back to the conspiracy itself against the country. In 2014, this whole security got out of hand, and a lot of people were saying the PDP government at that time, President Jonathan, doesn't have the political will or the capacity, to deal with insecurity. And that's how we voted the APC government in power. Today, APC is also facing the same threat. Are there people in this country who use security to change government at the federal level every 4 years or every 8 years, or once they get tired and they want to replace you?
Don't forget one of the APC chieftains from Kwara, Kawu Baraje, once said before 2015
we brought bandits.
We brought non-state actors
From Mali.
Did anybody take him serious?
No.
There were times they said they were going to publish the lists of sponsors of terrorism. The skeletal ones we saw was those of Burundi Change and some other things. You see, at the higher echelons, there is that hypocrisy. If, for example, I'm Saliu, Muhammadu or Ezekiel or what have you were eating the same thing, I wouldn't like to expose him. So that is why from Office of National Security Advisor to others, they need to beam searchlight. Allegedly, they said some of the officers that wanted to stage coup were working under the National Security Advisor's Office. You heard of it, of course. So what I'm trying to tell you, at the higher echelons of security apparatus, there is also conspiracy, corruption in collaboration with the political class, whether in the ruling class or, let me give you an example, National Secretary of APC.
Yes.
I don't know whether I can mention his name.
Yeah, please do.
Bashiru Ajibola. At the time, we were in sorrow, in grief on the abduction of Kebbi schoolgirls and Agora. He was engaged in housewarming in Oshobo. He built a new house, National Secretary of ruling party. If President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can stop his visit to one of the countries, right, because of the abduction, a National Secretary of ruling party, APC, was in Oshobo doing housewarming. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC National Chairman, APC Stalwart, National Working Committee Executive, must investigate Bashir Ajibola. That is being unpatriotic as National Scribe of ruling party. If President Bola Tinubu that was elected of his achievement in security, education, what have you, as the party not sabotaged it? You see, sometimes we are not members of parties, but information comes to us free of charge. So Mr. President must also overhaul his house. Is the leader of APC, is the ruling party. There are certain unscrupulous elements in the party too. Because these steps he has taken has helped to give him some image. Withdrawal of this VIP police protection. The effort made in Kwara State Governor was thanking him. Kwara State Governor is the chairman of Governors Forum, right?
Yes.
He's thanking him. It means he also played a role. So henceforth, if you are a ruling party,
isn't it also, I'm sorry to jump in here, isn't it also a dent on the image of the president that the president cannot go to a G20? A G20 meeting, he had to send his vice because of the rising insecurity in his domain. And then the vice president who went there, what will you be telling these world leaders? That your children are being kidnapped for ransom, and that all of you, the political class, are making money out of this, the insurgency and the banditry?
Well, you see, the president refusing to go for the G20 summit shows patriotism, commitment, humanity, and care for everyone.
That was until Trump made the threat.
No.
If Trump had not made the threat, he would have gone for a G20.
I am not always a supporter of Tinubu. Go and check my past appearances, even in your TV station.
Yes, of course.
But when the record is okay, it's okay. You see, positivity. When somebody has been making mistake and he decides to correct this singular honor by not traveling, honestly, I give it to him.
A correction that is coming late.
Well, it's still good. It's still good. You see, don't take Trump's statement seriously. Trump is controversial. What did Trump say? That there is Christian genocide in Nigeria. When they kill Muslims that were going from Zaria to Kwampam and they missed their road in that place that there was a massacre in Benue. Some of them were fellow thief people. So, and regarding the speech of Shetima, you see, sometimes we need to periodically carry out a retreat for top public office holders, know what to say, when and how. In that kind of fora, you don't need to say those kind of things. It is diminishing, it is demeaning, and death to Nigeria's image.
So it means even the appearance that we did was also is a minus itself.
Oh, well, the appearance is theoretical, but it has not done the practical conclusions or convincing. Yes.
Who wrote the speech for him?
Well, he should have SA Media or Chief Press Secretary. You know,
I saw the Minister of Foreign Affairs with him, and I saw him going through the speech or the script with him in one of the clips.
So it's very possible
on NTA. And I was looking at them while they were.
It's very possible
when you vet those kind of things, aren't you supposed to correct it or give it back to correct and give it back to the Minister of Foreign Affairs to say, look, these are the areas we need to change?
You see, there are certain retreats they hold for them when they are appointed, but what they learn in that retreat, they don't work with it. It doesn't stop you, just like this suggestion you make. You as Minister of Foreign Affairs, you Vice President, is own purview, Foreign Affairs. There are versatile diplomats who have seen it all. You subject...
Just appoint minister and leave him.
It's to balance certain areas. You see, sometimes in political representation, certain people needed to be represented because there are roles they also play during the campaign. So it now rests on the president to call his ministers to order. A lot of ministers of state in his administration are not living up to responsibility because the substantive ministers have subdued them. In FCT here, it was when we even started cheating Wike before Dr. Bunkure was given some little water. There are other juicy ministries where the ministers of state are just there. The substantive minister will say, go and represent me in this place. It ought not to be. Some of the qualitative ministers are ministers of state. Check. But the substantive ministers are suppressing them. So I think President Bola Tinubu also need to band it. They know the time they come and they don't tell the security agencies. So it is high time we discharge our ownership involvement role by collaborating with security agencies and all of other things. Then above all, there are communities where they have their local vigilantes and youths where they came to, confront the non-state actors and they succeeded. But in some cases, before they even come, you are afraid. You can imagine you are up to 200. How many 50 bandits can
kill you?
No matter
take over your
what arms they take. What happens to our bows and arrows? What happens to other charms and all of other things? So I think desensitization is key. National Orientation Agency alongside police and other security must move to communities and let them realize this rules.
I don't know who made the comment, but during late Muhammadu Buhari's administration where people were asked to resort to self-help. And I know
a lot of... DGDSS.
Okay. All right. And a lot of us criticize that how do we defend ourselves with stick or with arrow when the people coming to attack us are having AK-47? Shouldn't the government now say, if you can afford to get an AK-47, get an AK-47 and we'll license you so that everybody who can afford to get an AK-47 should have one. Let us have this arms so that we can now also protect ourselves and our communities.
You see, Nigeria,
even though the other way around it will be dangerous.
Nigeria is not ripe for that. We are not America. Even in America, where you have it, you see what they do, extra shooting and what have you. You see, getting license for AK-47 we need to defend ourselves is not right. The only thing we need, let's adequately equip the security agencies, welfare, intensify our intelligence.
But that is a tall order. We've been talking about welfare,
you see,
equipping. But let me ask you, what even happened to the Tekano aircraft that the late...
They've not been to government.
Yes.
So there are certain rules that must not be violated because those Tucanos will be better because they can stand test of...
Did America say we can't use those? We can't use them?
Well, there are certain security issues you won't say on air.
But they were used during late Muhammadu Buhari's administration.
They had to suspend. Maybe they were called to order by America because there are certain repercussions to when you use it. Maybe the chemical, something, and whatever of the Tucano, I don't know. Because the Alpha jet they use can't stand beyond 1 hour. When an Alpha jet leaves, it has to get to base before 1 hour. But Tucano can survive for superpowers, see us as third world countries. That's why we talk about neo-colonialism. If not, with our money, we procured it. Then you are giving us rules. Then it means there is a problem somewhere.
But that doesn't also talk about our slack in diplomacy. Because it is all, we don't have ambassadors in the US
don't have
anymore.
even
We don't
high
have ambassadors
commissioners too.
anywhere.
We
So
don't.
it shouldn't we make that as a priority so that our ambassadors and our high commissioners can begin to negotiate and discuss with these countries to say, look, we have to use this. We are in an emergency situation.
We have defense attaches, and defense attaches are chosen from either Army, Navy, Air Force. Even police have attache and what have you. Before the appointment of the ambassadors and high commissioners, the defense attaches are there to make these things possible. If there is any military cooperation and what have you, to do that. So in absence of the ambassadors and high commissioners, none of the defense attaches is below the rank of brigadier general in the Army. Navy Commodore in the Navy, Air Commodore in the Air Force. Then by prominence, they are qualified to meet the US State Department defense authorities. So I think for us to have presence of certain people, we are paying huge amount as welfare, should be redefined. So the defense attaches henceforth should be able to engage the US defense authorities and defense authorities of other countries we procured this Tucanos from on some of the laws to be softened, not until you wait for a civilian that is appointed as ambassador or high commissioner.
All right. As we wrap up on this, yes, the president has said withdraw, police officers attached to VIPs. He's also been talking about, getting the kidnapped girls and summon all the governors to the villa today and say all schools